In just his third season as a pro, 21-year-old Anthony Davis earned his second trip to the NBA All-Star Game, this time as both a starter and the leading vote-getter in the Western Conference frontcourt. A shoulder sprain sidelined him from the game, but it certainly didn't prohibit him from making the trip to soak up the festivities and celebrate with fans. Now AD returns to the court, ready to carry the load as the Pelicans fight for the 8th and final playoff spot in the West.
I want to go back to when you were a kid, before you hit that growth spurt. Did you think you would play in the NBA then, or did you want to be something else at that point?
I had aspirations, playing in the NBA. I just wasn't confident enough. I always thought I'd be like a basketball coach, whether in high school or college, but I never thought that I could be in this position.
Was there a particular player you looked up to and idolized?
Yeah, Kevin Garnett for sure. The way he played, his passion for the game, the way he defended, the way he communicated on the floor, the way he can score the ball, all that kind of triggered me, and intrigued me because that's the way I kind of played.
You mentioned confidence and that you had a lack of it early on. When did you develop it? When did you realize, okay, I can do this?
Going into my senior year of high school, started getting a lot of recognition, and I kind of realized I could probably do this for a living. I still had a couple situations where I wanted to stop playing basketball. I thought it wasn't for me. My dad always told me just keep playing. He said we're gonna try out for the AAU team and see how it goes. And I got there. A lot of the guys were bigger, faster, stronger, way more talented, and I wanted to quit, and he told me just play the first tournament. So I ended up playing and played 6 minutes, rolled my ankle, and didn't play for the rest of the tournament. Had 6 points, and when I got back home, every college started sending me letters, scholarships, and I'm like, wow, that was an eye-opener, so I thought to myself, let's see what could happen if I play the whole summer.
Anthony Davis, look out below.
Do you ever think about who you would want to play against if in their prime?
That's tough. That's tough. I definitely want to play against Charles Barkley, Hakeem, Shaq, Will Chamberlain. I want to play against all of them actually, and just see it, like how would I match up against them. I mean, they always say, in the past it was more physical, you get away with a lot of things, than now. But I mean, of course, we have more moves and more skill sets than what they had in the past. So it's trying to see how it would match up.
For folks who just know you as the unibrow, how would you describe who Anthony Davis is as a person?
He's really just a laid-back guy. Funny, relaxed. I really don't do much outside of basketball. I like to play video games and draw a little bit. I can't, sit there and draw somebody. Like, I can't do that, but I'll draw like cartoons and things like that.
What's the next step for you, the next challenge or hurdle for you to conquer?
Me personally, I think the next step is try to play a whole season, without being hurt. But for a team, my goal is to definitely get more wins and try to make the playoffs.
What is it about this team that makes you believe they can get there in such a tough Western Conference?
I think when we play, the way that everybody expects us to play and know that we can play, we're a pretty tough team. We beat a lot of great teams this year. When we play Pelicans basketball, we're a tough team to beat, and we go out there and defend and play hard each and every night. And when you do that, then you give yourself a chance to win.
How does Anthony Davis define success?
Never being satisfied, always pushing, always working hard, always making sure that you have to leave everything on the floor. You're making sure you're coming in with the business mindset and that you want to be great. And we say it all the time, do you want to be good or you want to be great? So that's my mindset every game, is just always being great.